Peace and welcome guys to another video. Today I have a special deck for you guys. It is one of the most brain dead decks I have found in Clash Royale that actually works. It is this Golem deck with a cannon card, with an Electro Dragon, a Baby Dragon, a Mega Minion, and a Lumberjack. The main premise of this deck is that you form a very heavy push in double elixir. You put your 2 dragons behind the Golem, you put your Lumberjack in front, and then you tornado all of their defending troops. So that your both baby dragons can kill them off quickly, and it is essentially unstoppable if they don't have any big spells that can kill your 2 dragons in the back, such as a rocket or a lightning. I'll be showing you 4 decks, four games. One of them is against the Lava Hound, which is a very weird matchup, but we actually end up taking the W. So as you can see here, he was very behind. We had an elixir advantage, and I decided to go with a Golem. Very early on. You usually want to wait till double elixir, but he actually shows us one of the best counters for a Golem, which is a Pekka. Since it's very hard to kill, it's not a building, so it can actually form a counter attack afterwards. But just look at the tornado with the Electro Dragon. It's going to kill the archers, hit the tower, and hit the Pekka. And you can see just how much damage we have done to the tower, with him having spent so much elixir on defense with the Pekka, the minions, and the archers. So that Electro Dragon is going to keep working, and we're just going to put the cannon card against the prince. The cannon card is such a good card right now. The fact that it doesn't die whenever it dies the first time, it just stays as a building, is very OP, because you can defend very high DPS cards such as princes, Valkyries, Pekkas, whatever like that, and take so many hits. It's essentially especially good against a Sparky dex, since it survives the first Sparky blast, and then it can actually tank for the goblin, for the goblin giant. But here we're going to do the same attack. We're going to save up the tornado. Here we place the tornado so that it hits everything, and you can see the Electro Dragon does so much damage. We're actually going to put the Baby Dragon because we thought that he was going to put the archers there to kill the Electro Dragon, which is the main threat of our deck. And this push actually does a lot less damage, but look at that, his tower is almost done. And all his defending units are not able to form a counterattack because they're so low. We're instantly going to pressure with another Golem in the back, since he first of all has to kill that cannon cart, and he is very low on elixir in comparison to us. So that Baby Dragon is going to lock into the tower, but it doesn't matter because we're really ahead in damage, and I think at this point he just gives up because he knows he cannot do anything. Yeah, so as you can see, we haven't even let him attack once this game, and the Lumberjack will just take the tower in the end. So now moving on to game 2, we're going to play a Lumberjack in the back just to cycle our cards a bit and to counter that bandit. Usually if they don't play any cards in the back early on, you want to wait a bit, since your deck is a lot better in 2 times elixir, and if you have a good cycle, you will end up getting an advantage from that wait. Here, it's good that he has an Inferno Dragon. It's one of the best counters against the Golem for sure. But by having an Electro Dragon, you actually shut it down, and it's pretty cool. So here we can see that he has a Ram Rider. We haven't got any good counters against it. We may have the Lumberjack and the Tornado if we want to get a good stop. But look at this play right here with the Tornado, and the cannon card manages to kill not only the bandit, but also with the last hit manages to kill the Magic Archer, which was an amazing play. So now we're going to keep cycling our cards. Although we have an elixir advantage, we do not want to risk getting caught by his Inferno Dragon, and we decide to just keep playing cards to see what other cards he has, to check if he has a lightning or something else. And here we will place the Electro Dragon at the bridge so that Inferno Dragon doesn't kill our Baby Dragon. Since now we have 2 dragons and he's low in elixir, we're actually going to play a Lumberjack, which will be a good counter, and we have enough elixir for the tornado. Which we may use it. No, he wastes a fireball, so that's good because we now see that card, and he actually manages to defend really well that push. We use a cannon card against the bandit, and we're just going to be patient for the Ram Rider. We're going to see where it hits. Not sure where I'm actually putting the tornado there, but in the end I didn't play it. And now is around the time when we have to start preparing for our Golem push. We have to be wary of his Ram Rider with either our Tornado or our Mega Minion, whatever like that is fine. What you want to remember with these type of beatdown decks is that you don't have to, that was a very bad tornado for me, but you don't have to take absolutely 0 damage. You can take a lot of damage. The point of this is that you deal a lot more damage than the damage that they deal to you. So for example, you can leave that Ram Rider, get a couple of hits and just defend it with a Mega Minion, as long as you get an elixir advantage, and you can convert that elixir advantage to a stronger push to take the tower. For example, here you can see that the Lumberjack's still alive. The Golem is almost, well, it just died for the first time, but the 2 dragons are still there, and we're now going to start another Golem push on the left side from the back. Since he's still defending the first one, it's going to let us build a very big elixir advantage. And here, the good thing when he has taken 1 tower and we have taken the other is that our cannon card can actually defend across lanes like that. And there is just no chance that he takes the tower with our both towers hitting the Ram Rider and a cannon card. Just going to focus on offense now. That Electro Dragon comes in really clutch against the Inferno Dragon, Inferno Towers, and other defenses like that. So it's a really good card to have. And when you pair with the Tornado and the Baby Dragon, it just demolishes any type of troop that they place to defend. So here the Mega Minion locks into a tower, although it's with 1 HP, and that basically wins us the game, gets us a 3-star in our second game. So now moving on to game 3, I'm going to speed up this part since we don't do nothing until 220. There it goes. He plays a Flying Machine. I play an Electro Dragon to counter it. And that Flying Machine is just going to cross the bridge enough so that our tower can target it. And Electro Dragon can win that trade. I think this is the Lava Hound player. It really looks like it. Look at Electro Dragon, how much damage it can get onto those skeleton dragons after having killed the Flying Machine. So he is actually gonna have a Phoenix, which is a very annoying card against our deck. The majority of the cards in our deck are flying, or the majority of support cards for our Golem are actually flying cards. So that Phoenix is really good at actually killing them, since it's a very high DPS unit. He's gonna play the Miner in the back, so we're gonna follow it up with a Golem on the right side and a cannon card across lanes, since he played that Tombstone. Look at the Flying Machine as well, is just going to kill the cannon card, and we're going to get absolutely no value from that. And with our Electro Dragon, we're just going to try and get some chains with the skeletons. However, it's just not going to be possible. And once his Phoenix is down, there's just not much we can do, to be honest. At least the cannon card kills the Barbarians, and we can use the Mega Minion afterwards to kill the Miner if it was needed, but it wasn't needed. And we're just gonna wait until, well, we just hit double elixir, so now it's when things are gonna get fun. He's gonna start to play Lava Hounds, we're gonna start to play Golems from the back. So we just zap to cycle cards, play a cannon card in the back just in case he plays a Miner or Barbarians, and then we start preparing our defenses with the Electro Dragons. The reason I didn't want to go with Golem versus these Lava Hound is that the majority of his cards are air that also target ground. And I thought that it was better to place a Golem once we actually had a counter attack, like a good counter attack left with units after defending. So here, unfortunate, the Phoenix Egg is actually left alive, and he comes back to life to hunt our units. You can see that our defense did really well. He didn't get a lot of damage on our tower, but since not many units were left and he had already played another Lava Hound, we're gonna do the same defense and hope that it goes a bit better. So the Phoenix and the Baby Dragon are all going to get caught in with that Tornado. The Phoenix dies this time, the egg is not there, and we're going to try and get enough elixir for the Golem, which I don't think is going to be possible, but that Lumberjack is going to step up in front. He's just going to play more cards. So until he stops playing cards or we get a big elixir advantage, we're not going to be able to play the Golem. Here though, since we know our Electro Dragon will kill all of that, we can play a Golem and have a very strong counter push, having way more elixir than him. You can see the Phoenix that is going to just kill our dragons. We need a Mega Minion to actually get that out of here. And the Barbarians are just going to be very strong to deal with our Golem, but the Tornado and the Baby Dragon managed to kill the majority of them in time, and he just manages to play the Skeleton Dragons to defend our Golem. However, you can see that we actually forced him out of elixir and he wasn't able to play another Lava Hound, which is good for us. And we want to play another Golem, but we're not going to have enough elixir, and since he just played his Phoenix, I think we're just going to wait for it. We're going to play a cannon card in the back and just kill his Phoenix, and then maybe go for a push if he doesn't play any more units in the back. So now Golem in the front, since he played the Skeleton Dragons and they're not really strong against my deck. They're constantly getting killed by the Electro Dragon. We have enough for the Tornado. We're going to Tornado everything together for all the Dragons and all the Electro Dragons. And look at that Tornado value. Look at that Zap value. It's impossible to stop this attack when executed well. Those Skeleton Dragons, the Tombstone, but the Golems are already on the tower. The Miner's not going to be able to do much, and he's just trying to delay his loss. Look at those Barbarians. They lasted for about 2 seconds. And all those troops are enough to take the tower for game 3 win. So now, playing against El Padrino 20, El Padrino 20, we're going to play against a Mortar deck, which is the first time I actually face a Mortar deck with the speed down deck. I hadn't realized that it's actually really strong Mortar in this meta right now. However, we actually do manage to play well. It's a match that gets complicated since it's not a usual Mortar deck. It's more like a hybrid one that this guy created, because look, Mortars are not usually played with a Witch. And I believe he also has Hog Rider. So we play the Golem just because we know that the Witch is going to die soon. He actually decides to play a Hog Rider, and instead of playing a Tornado, I decide to just start a push and let that Mega Minion kill the Hog, even though we take many hits, but just start a push that is just going to be unstoppable for him because he played an offensive Mortar and an offensive Hog Rider. But this guy also has Barbarians, which are going to be very strong against the Golem. We decided to go with a Lumberjack rather than support our Golem, since the Golem is pretty much just dead already. But this Tornado should be enough to get these units into the tower and take it down. Yes, because the Lumberjack is still alive, so we managed to take the tower down. The Mega Minion cleans up the minions. And look at that. We let the Hog Rider take the majority, or get so many hits on our tower, but we still got an advantage from that, just of how strong the push that we managed to build was. We're going to let his Hog Rider just go against the tower. He spends 8 elixir on defense, and we just defend it with 3 with that Mega Minion. The Mortar does get 1 or 2 hits on our tower, and the Hog takes the left one. However, we have a Golem in the field, and we're going to pair it with some of these dragons in the back. I think that Electro Dragon stepped in the front, which is very unfortunate, but we try to reset the tower with the Zap, and we actually cannot get that reset. The Baby Dragon did very well, as it managed to turn and actually kill those minions. However, since that Electro Dragon died because of our fault, that wasn't such a big push. But here, look at still how much damage we dealt to his tower. It's in 1-2-1-8. And we're then going to use a Mega Minion to clean this. He plays a Mortar in the pocket over there, which is a very strange play. But he's actually going to get 2 hits on the tower. Easy. Yeah, 2 hits on the tower, which is a lot of damage. But look at this push that we're going to drop. Double Dragon, Cannon Card, we have Tornado, there's a Mega Minion in there as well. Those Barbarians are not going to last not that long. The Fireball is good, but he just doesn't have enough to clean it up, and we managed to win the game over here. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment of which other videos you want to watch, and subscribe since it really helps us out. See you in the next one.